How are you all tonight? I hope everyone is ready for our show today. My name is Carla, and I'll be hosting this session with my colleague, Amir. How are you, Amir?
Hi, Carla. Thank you for letting me co-host the session with you. And how is everyone doing tonight? If everyone's doing fine, can I get a thumbs up in the chat? Just to see if everyone's doing okay and we can proceed. Yeah. Okay, is everyone else doing okay? Can we proceed? Okay. I'll just wait for a few more. Sorry, Carla, someone in chat said that they can't hear you.
Okay, can you all hear me? Can I have a thumbs up?
Yeah, good.
Guys, we're so sorry. Give us 2 minutes. We're having technical issues, yeah?
Okay, so sorry. Carla, is everything okay?
Please hang on as we address the technical issues, everyone.
Okay. All right, everyone sit down tight, please. We'll take only a few moments. Thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. I'm back again. There was some slight technical error. So you all know who 3E is, right? So 3E is an empowerment specialist. And Amir, can you tell us a bit of 3E?
Okay, so 3 is an empowerment partner and specialist. We tend to offer various programs centering around training and education to our clients. Amongst the programs is what we're attending tonight, the VIP. So VIP, standing for Virtual Interactive Program, as I know, is an online session where we invite several esteemed speakers to share and discuss everyday topics, experiences, and give some valuable insight to our audience, like our speaker today. And okay, before we reveal our special guest, Carla, would you like to share with me and the audience the history of our VIP programs?
Yeah. Okay, VIP is a platform where we have an opportunity to interact, learn, and take away something special. We do it via workshop, free talk, a short demo. Okay, right. Now, there were many programs telecasted since July 2021. And it was done by our MD and owner, Ms. Sandra N. Gauss. And do you know, Amir, we have done so many programs such as yoga, Christmas party, delicious discuss, Excel for database management, and today is our 44th session. Isn't that wonderful, Amir?
Yes, that's quite impressive. 44 sessions over the course of 2 years, from many topics all the way to yoga. So I'd say that's a very impressive feat from 3E. And I'm very honored to be part of tonight's 44th VIP session. And so And for our dear audience, if you all found tonight's session interesting or would like to inquire about us, we have plenty of social media that you can reach out to us from. We have a LinkedIn, we have an Instagram, and as well as a Facebook. And speaking of Facebook, tonight's session will be live streamed on Facebook Live. And so on that note, Carla, can you tell us a little bit of housekeeping?
Oh, yes. First of all, a little bit of our housekeeping is mute yourself. Thank you for being on time. Turn on your video. There will be photography sessions, so please turn on your video. Come prepared. Get a notebook. Sit at a quiet place. And most important, Amir, have fun.
Yes, that's very true. Have fun. I hope everyone tonight has fun. And yeah, just I hope everyone can also cooperate with these housekeeping rules. It's very simple to make sure things go up and running smoothly. And on another note, staying tuned until the very end of tonight's session will make you eligible to receive an e-certificate, but only if you stay here until the very end. So do stay tuned.
Yeah, correct. There will be a, you can scan the e-certificate, so stay tuned with us, okay? And tonight's topic, Amir, is Dare to Evolve. Tell me something about it.
All right. So tonight's topic, Dare to Evolve. So tonight our speaker will essentially help you find ways of living a fulfilling life. And on top of that, sharing meaningful advice and wisdom from her own personal experiences and journey, as you're about to find out in a minute. She is a very interesting and full of experience. So
Yeah.
Carla, can you tell us about our speaker tonight?
Yeah, tonight's speaker is Miss Linda Tan. And Linda Tan is an advocate for mental health at the workplace. She also found gratefully baking during the COVID. And now she is transitioning into children's literature. So with all this under her wing, so now let's welcome Miss Linda.
Hello, Linda.
Linda.
Hi everyone. Thank you to 3E for inviting me for this session. I'm looking forward to our sharing and also discussion.
All right. The floor is all yours, Linda.
Thank you. I just want to check whether you can see my screen.
It needs to be full screen, Linda.
Yes.
All right.
Everyone, let's
Yes.
embark on this exciting journey. So for today's topic, this is actually important question that many people ask, even through centuries in the times of Socrates, in the times of other philosophers in Greece. So the quest to evolve a meaningful life is something that, it's human nature to want to live a life that matters. So today we're going to find out how can we evolve and live the meaningful life that we want. So every person's journey is different. So it's a personal journey. So the more we find meaning in these experiences, we will find our life more meaningful. So as we do this, let's look at the 3 takeaways for today's presentation. Firstly, we're going to look at defining my meaningful life. So I will be sharing with you a video that explains that living our life is more than just pursuing happiness, but also more about finding meaning. So the video will also explain to you what are the conditions that defines a meaningful life. The second section, we will talk about rebooting my operating system. How we always have a system that works. We look at the past and reflecting the past, and we then look at what we can do to define what makes it work. So it's like a computer. You reboot it, it starts, and it functions. So we want a model that works for us personally. So I will share with you some ideas and also insights that can help you shape your operating system. And thirdly, we would look at tracking and charting your progress. We want to help you to see that you can have that continuous involvement and live the meaningful life that you desire. Talking about meaningful life, there are some false beliefs that we have to be careful. So one of this is taken from the book, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. And the question here asked by the boy. So if you see on the left, the illustration, the boy is sitting comfortably with the mole, and he asks, what is the greatest illusion? And the mole answered that life should be perfect. My friends, throughout our lives, we've been led to believe, there is a certain standard of a perfect life. For example, you study hard, you get a good education. With good education, you get good, you will be able to find good jobs. Good jobs enable you to get good salary. Good salary enable you to get good, a good lifestyle where you can afford luxuries, you can travel the world. And it also includes getting married, have a family. All in all, it's all about happiness, find that happy moment, find a happy life. So everything looks perfect in our eyes. But a meaningful life goes beyond these ephemeral success measures. So let's look at how a psychologist, Emily Smith, who is a psychologist and the author of The Power of Meaning, and she's going to share with us great insights on why we need to go beyond happiness, instead pursue a life that is full of meaning. Because what is important here is we want to make our life count. It matters. It's make our life worthwhile. So I'm going to get Ritash to share with us the video.
All right, guys, I'll be playing the video now. Give me a second, please.
Finally, an essay from Emily Esfahani Smith. She is trained in psychology and author of the recent book, The Power of Meaning. An editor at Stanford University's Hoover Institution, tonight Emily offers her humble opinion on what we should search for.
In recent years, psychologists have started looking more closely at how the single-minded pursuit of happiness affects us. And they've come to what seems like a counterintuitive conclusion. Chasing happiness and obsessing over it the way our culture encourages us to do can actually make people unhappy and lonely. But it's different when we set another goal for ourselves, when we search for and pursue meaning in life. Human beings are creatures that yearn for meaning. When we look up at the stars, for example, we don't see random balls of fire. We see swans and bears. We tell stories and myths. And we wonder about where we came from, our place in the universe, and how we can make our lives count. The same questions lie at the center of much great art, literature, and philosophy. The first great work of literature, the Epic of Gilgamesh, is about a hero's quest to figure out how to live, given the fact that he will die. And in the centuries since Gilgamesh's tale was told, that quest has remained as urgent as ever. We all want to know that our lives amount to more than the sum of our experiences. We all need a why to help us get through the good and the bad of life. So what is a meaningful life? Social science points to one defining feature. You connect and contribute to something beyond yourself. That could be your family, your work, nature, or God. And when people say their lives are meaningful, it's because three conditions have been satisfied. They believe their lives matter, they have a sense of purpose that drives them forward, and they think their lives are coherent and make sense. It sounds like a lot, but that last point is something you can do right now. People tell me the simple act of storytelling gives meaning or can at least clear the path to it. That, I think, might explain the rise of rap and hip hop and the popularity of the radio series StoryCorps and The Moth. Making a narrative out of the events in your life provides clarity. It offers a framework that goes beyond the day-to-day. It's the act itself and not necessarily sharing their story with others that helps people make sense of themselves and their lives. And we all have the power to tell or to retell our life story in more positive ways.
I'll share with you again the screen, sorry. Right. So what do you think of this video? I hope you've gained some good, valuable insights. For example, she said, you know, what is meaningful is where we can connect and contribute something beyond ourselves. So to lead a meaningful life is not just about me, but it's also about how we can contribute to our family, to our company, to our society, to our country, to, you know, globally. So it's seeing ourselves beyond just that, beyond ourselves. And she also mentioned 3 conditions to lead a meaningful life, which is, you know, to make our lives matter, that we have a sense of purpose and our lives matter, and also that we find it that, you know, our lives make sense. And you know it usually it's be like you know it. This is like an instinct where you go like, you know, am I living the life that I want? Am I living it right? So those are feelings that you would sort of know whether you are living a life that is meaningful for you. And another thing that she mentioned is a way we can start doing is to live a meaningful life is writing the life story, writing your journey. And everyone's journey is different. And it is if you you know, compare with your friends, it's uncomparable because you have different strengths, you have different talents, you have different experiences, you have different circumstances, your background is different. So I would like to share with share with you my experience of writing a life story. This is something that I've done, and I found it useful because it gives me clarity, but more importantly, it helps me to plan what I want to do, how I would like to evolve. So if you want to know more, that's something you can ask me during question and answer session. All right, so now that we've talked about meaningful life, what I want you to do is think about what your life has been so far in 2023. It is also a good time to reflect. As we look at 2023, I would like you to answer this question. Currently, if you evaluate your life this year, are you 1, revolving, or 2, evolving? So let's put your point of view in the chat, and we can see how many of you answered, you know, whether your life is revolving or evolving. There's only one answer. It's mutually exclusive. So let's have a look when you're ready. Carla, when you see there are enough responses, please share that with us.
Yes,
Is it
yes.
a small 1 or 2?
Yes, please, ladies and gentlemen, please key in 1 or 2. Amir has put a 1 there. Sundres has put a 1. There's 2 1s. Third one, any more? Anyone else? So I think so far there's 3 1s.
Right, shall I proceed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, you're in a good place, even though you're talking about revolving. Today, our topic is all about evolving, and I hope that this sharing session will help you look at ways we can evolve. So what's the difference between revolving and evolving? Revolving is all about how we move around in circle. There is this term called day in, day out. It's the same. So in short, it's like you're living your life in a circular motion, and and then you're back to the same cycle. So you look at it, you're like, what have I done? It's the same as the last year. It's never moved. It's never moved forward. On the other hand, our topic, which is all about evolving, is there is a sense of purpose. There's a sense of purpose that you want to grow and you want to change over time, because evolving are changes across time. So it's those little steps you take to become a life that you want, or to become to live the life that you want, or become the person that you want. So in this sharing session, we're going to focus on evolving, how we can lead that meaningful life. So what does it take to evolve? Because if we can't be stagnant all the time, we can't be living in a comfortable and secure situation. Because in life today, things move so fast, and we are always bombarded with things that come our way, and we have to adapt. So what does it take to evolve? I have this acronym here that will make it easy for you to remember. To evolve, there's something called the record. So R stands for responsibility. You want to evolve, you have to take that action. You have to be accountable. You need to feel energized, because there must be some energy to keep you going. And how do you get that energy is through understanding the why. So let's look at the illustration on the left. What do you see here? It's a colorful picture of people coming together to cook and to share a meal. And we know that sharing and cooking a meal and having a meal with friends and family and friends is all about love, the love and care for each other. So then when you think about this, you feel energized if you have to, come back after a long day's work, and you want to start cooking. That would spark you, because what it is you're doing an act of love. Thirdly, it's all about continuously learning. It's also quite linked to openness. So it's always being open, learning, and continuously. So it's taking steps to find out what's the latest, what can I do, how can I move forward. So for example, this whole year, there was a lot of talk on artificial intelligence, AI. So if you look at that, just this point itself, how has that helped you evolve? How has that helped you? That is also something, these two can help you to evolve, can help you to be more productive and also efficient. So it's continuous learning how you can, adapt to the environment. And, when we evolve, it also takes risk. So R stands for risk-taking, and D stands for dedication. Well, we know that, when we evolve, and we all know that when we want to make any changes, especially even when we have the New Year's resolution, it takes a lot of commitment and that discipline and that consistency to carry it through. And it is so important in evolving, because these are small changes across time, and we cannot give up. Even if we, make mistakes, we just have to continue. So it's that dedication that we would need to have. So next, while we're on the topic of evolving, what I like to do is now take a poll. So this poll is to look at, how do you want to evolve? What does meaningful life mean for you? So I think Ritash is going to share with you the poll now. It's all about how you evaluate that one thing that you wish in your life right now. How can it be better? How can it provide you more meaning? How can it give you more sense of purpose? Where are you at this stage? So Karen, we want to know an understanding of your situation. For example, I'm now in my 50s. In my 30s and 40s, in my 20s, 30s, 40s, I worked really, really hard. And for now, I wish I would not have worked so hard. And I wish I had stayed in touch with friends. What about you? Can we have a show of friends? Can we have a show of hands? Or can we have a show of the results? Ritesh, please share with us the results when you think most of them have answered. Most of you have answered the poll.
Very true, Linda, about having to work hard and all that. It's also been one of my experience. I started very young to work hard, and I've missed a lot on friends and families.
I can relate with that. Thank you for your contribution in this poll. It is good to know that around 40% of you said, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself and not what others expect of me. Let me tell you this. If I had lived the life my mom had wanted, I would have been living in Malacca, have been working as a teacher, because that's what my mom would have wanted. And my parents thought working in the government sector would give us a lot more security. So that also gave me a lot of pressure at that point in time. I am glad I was able to get out of that, expectation. And later they saw and gave into what I wanted to do. So it's very true. These are, a lot of us who have experienced this. Many of us who have experienced this is also reflected in the poll. And then the other tie, the tie results 20% goes to, I wish I had let myself be happier, and I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. And I think that's also very important, because if we keep to ourselves, there is that sense of, there's a sense of discomfort. There's a sense of like not being able to express yourself. And we owe ourselves to be happy, and we owe ourselves to express ourselves with others. And the ability to do that helps us to live more meaningful, have more meaningful experiences with family and friends. Now, I'm going to post you another poll, and that is 10 years from now. Say if you're in your 20s now, what about when you're in your 30s? How would that change? Or is that going to be the same? So I guess this time you'll be able to answer it a lot more faster now that you've seen it's the same question, the same choice of answers. All right, ready with the answers? "10 years from now."
Let's see how many people 10 years from now. All wish they would not work hard.
Yeah.
And the courage to live true. Yeah.
Again, we have that wish, the courage to live a life true to ourselves, and wish I had not worked so hard. And then also another tie is, I wish I had let myself be happier, and I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. It's true when we look at, how a lot of us put a lot of hours in our work, and there will, of course, there will be sacrifices. There are a lot of things that we will have missed out. And I hope when we look at this, when we study this topic on, living a meaningful life that you desire, these are things that you will take into consideration as you plan moving ahead. Even if you don't want to work so hard, what are some of the actions you can take? Maybe have a plan B, maybe have a side hustle, so that you can then take on a temporary or a part-time or and your own small shop or business that you can run at your own time and have that freedom. All right, now we're going to look at what 100-year-old people think as they reflect through their life. So there is this person who wrote the book called called by Bonnie Ware, and she interviewed people who are living close to 100-year-old, and she asked them, what would you have done if reflecting if you could change your life? And true to what a lot of us also had stated, I wish I had the courage to live true to myself, not what others expected of me. Followed by, I wish I had not worked so hard and had the courage to express my feelings. So we know from these 100-year-olds what we should be watching out for, as in not work so hard, and also being able to, more importantly, live a life true to myself. And you would know when you don't, your heart will, your heart is not, there's no sense of peace, and sometimes you just don't feel good. So it is important to live authentically, to live what you want. And then goes the next slide I'm going to show you, which is a common trap. Again, the boy asked the mole, what else is a waste of time? And the mole answered, worrying about what others think of you. When we think about what others think of us, when we think about what others think of us, and also when we compare ourselves with others, those two are definitely a waste of time, because our life is our own. We are in we have to be accountable for our lives and not live a life expected of others and what they expect of you. And when they do that, if you've got insistent people, friends and family who do that, you must try and ask yourself, what is their motive? All right, then what we're going to do next, now that you know, one thing I'd like to ask you, and this is a homework. So the homework for you is, what about you? Now that you know how I can evolve, what it takes to evolve, and also, you know what you have wanted in terms of your wish. So this is something that I would like you to take away from today. A question you can ask yourself, what about you? Where do I want to be in terms of, and where you want to be? Are there things that you want to do more of, be more of, or be less of? So let me give you an example. When you should, I have a background, I have 30 years working in advertising and marketing. And I worked across Malaysia, China, and also globally. And I lived in London for close to 10 years. And I've done this for working in advertising and marketing for 30 years. And throughout, I really enjoyed myself. But I do want to make a change. So what identity I want to look at next? So from a marketer, I wanted to look at something, to do something with my hands. Hence, as such, I founded my own baking company called Gratefully Baking. And at the same time, I also enjoy and miss writing. So I started and embarked on writing children's literature. So that is from where I have and to where I want to become. And so I'm now practicing a lot to become a children's literature, to focus on children's literature. Be more or be less of is something you can think about in terms of yourself, your life. So it can be in terms of character, what sort of character you want. So one of the things we mentioned in the video is that we live not just for ourselves, it doesn't revolve around ourselves, but contribution to our family, the workplace, society. So that's something you can think about. So be more of, in terms of character, I would like to be able to contribute more to society, to do a lot, to be able to serve others in church and also in my society. So then I'll be thinking of steps I can do that. So I would like you to think about this question, because it will help you to ponder about what do you want to do, where do you want to go next, what identity would you like to have, what characters you would like to build more, and what maybe you would like to do less of, to live a life that matters, to live a life that's worthwhile to you and meaningful for you. The next section, we're going to look at rebooting my operating system. I'm sure we all have our own way of working. So, it's to discover your own system that works, so you can fine tune and to bring more meaning in your lives. So one of the questions is, what am I doing now? Is it working? So this is, you did talk about the homework. It's like, where am I and where am I leading to? So the question then is, what am I doing now? Is it working? So if you look at the illustration on the left, what do you see? It's like people playing the tug of war. So it's pulling and pushing. So there's pushing factors, there's pulling factors. So for example, I did mention I want to become to focus on children's literature. The push factor is, I see that the push factor for me to go on is the pull factor that helps me, gives me the hope. It's all about, I feel excited. I love writing. It's something that is in another growth. It's going to tap on another potential, my next potential. And there's also where I'm pulling back. I'm pulling back because there's also a fear of failure, fear of like, what if I don't, I'm not going to be able to write good stories. So this is where we ask ourselves, what am I doing? So am I writing every day? Do I put the effort in every day? So we go back to the word responsibility. Am I doing enough? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? So ask yourself that, and therefore, what are the systems and model in place, or working model in place to help me get there? So to do that, we also need to ask ourselves, do our self-check. For example, ask ourselves and be honest about these questions. What are my previous attitude and behavioral change for me to get here currently to where I want to be to become an established writer? So previous attitude, I may not have that much confidence, but I believe that if I continue to write every day, spend 1 hour, 2 hours writing every day, I will get there. So these are behavioral changes that I need to make. I also look at my track record, success and failures. When you were pursuing something, what has kept you going? What was successful for you? What were successful behaviors? What did not go well? So by tracking these success behaviors, you will then be able to know what are the watch out. And you also can look at how you handle success and failures. Because some people think that once they're successful or they've managed to achieve something, they become really confident and may not continue, don't have that consistency. We also look at what are some of the joyful and sad experiences, because that also helps us find things or areas that give us meaning. Because joyful both joyful and sad experience can also give us good meaning in our lives. And what are they? And turning points that shape who I am today. So, there are some characters that the things that happen in your life that shape who you are. And let me share with you, just for an example, I come from Malacca, and Malacca is a small town. And when I started studying in my university, and people tend to say, oh, you come from Malacca. Oh, do they have this? Do they have that? They thought that we come from such a small place that there was not much development. And that made me very determined to get out of Malacca and to pursue and to see what's out there and to make good. And not that Malacca doesn't have it, but I just thought maybe what I would do is look outside, look out of Malacca. And that's where I ventured from Malacca to KL, to China, Beijing, Shanghai, Hong Kong, and also to London. So those are what keeps me going, to always just wanting to break out of the comfort zone, break out of my environment. So understanding your strengths and weaknesses, understanding your track record of how you've been performing, you'll be able to act, you'll be able to find good strategies for yourself. So now this is another question for you. When you look at, when I want to set a model or working model, a system for myself, what are the strategies that you will conduct your self-check, how to find out about yourself? So in this picture, you have a picture of a jigsaw puzzle, people piecing pieces together. So this is something you can also do in your life. So it's back to also writing your life story, piecing all the pieces, finding out more about yourself, giving yourself more clarity. And that also will help you to know and understand what are those things that matter to you. So, do you have any questions now in terms of what strategies you use? Do you have a preferred strategy? Anyone wants to share?
If you want to share, you can also write in the your comments at the chat box. Can we have your comments, please? Anyone?
Anyone or anything?
There's Mr. Thiru. He said he would be goal setting. Mr. Thiru is goal setting.
Great,
Yes,
thanks for
Thiru.
sharing.
Thank you,
That's a
Thiru.
good one. Because you know where you want to get, where you want to move on from here. So you have a goal post to achieve. There are some self-check strategies where you can, help you to find out more about yourself and to help you to find out.
Hey, Linda, there's another one person with he says continuous learning on new things. That's from Mr. Al Chan.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yes, that is something that you would, be highly encouraged. There are other ways you can check as well. So you can also have mindfulness and meditation that gives you a great opportunity to give you clarity. Journaling, writing out your thoughts, pouring out your thoughts, your emotions in writing, because that can also help you process your thoughts better, process your emotions better, and help you to piece together pieces of your life, a jigsaw puzzle together. Consider different perspective, just asking from different angle that question, and also asking open-ended questions. One of the questions I asked myself, which was helpful when I was not feeling motivated at work. So I asked myself this question: why is it I am not engaged at work? So this is a question I asked myself to solve that problem. And then I wrote journals of what I go through at work, and that helps me understand what I needed to do next. So, do spend that time to find out about how you've been living your life, and to bring more meaning and find out what are those things that can help you to move forward. And the other thing which is important is acknowledge your ups and downs. So, according to this, the illustration is that sometimes your mind plays tricks on you. It can tell you you're no good, and it's all hopeless. But remember this: you are loved and important, and you bring to this world things no one else can. Just to note that you are special, and we all go through different circumstances. We don't usually share with one another, but we have our ups and downs, and those experiences are what makes us grow. Although it can be very tough, difficult, at times, but these are moments, experiences that help you develop your character and be stronger. And that's your growth story, and as you write your life journal. The other thing is be kind to yourself. And so this boy, the horse, says, sometimes all we feel is fear, but there is more strength and love inside us that you can possibly imagine. Inside, so it's very true, right? Because, we have to be kind to ourselves, and because that firstly helps our mental health, but also Don't be that self-bashing who just say, oh, you're no good, you're hopeless, you're useless. Because we are all special, we're all unique. There's strength and love inside us, and that we can possibly imagine. And that we know there are times that test us, but we always come out stronger. Right. In terms of identifying your self-operating system, you need to look at these areas. Again, another acronym for you to consider, it's a detailed execution. So let's look at the picture on the left. It's an illustration of a couple. And if they were going to build a relationship that's strong, that's loving, they need to know what are the execution, what do they need to do. So maybe go on dates, go on holidays together, spend more time together, discuss their feelings upfront, express their feelings. So these are detailed execution that they need to do. Rest, we also need to find that time to take a break and recuperate and reset ourselves. And we also, when Mr. Tiru was talking about setting goals, it's important that when we set goals, we don't have to must make it big goals, but find incremental gains, small and steady measures that we can continue to increase that 1% performance, the 2% performance, 5% performance, 10%. So start small and then visualize success. What would that success look like? Manage our energy, and also importantly, get that right social support. Be there have people there to support you and be your accountable partner. We're on the last section, track your progress, your continuous evolvement. Okay, here there is this thing about what do? We do need to track over time. We need to gather insights. Okay, looking at the picture here, what do you see? Children playing kites, right? So we know when you play kites, it does take some skill. It's just not running, but you need to know when to pull, when to let go. So those things, the wind factor. So as you learn, you gather all these insights. So this is also something that as you go through these experiences, you gather what makes you feel good, what makes you feel joy, what makes you feel that, meaningful, that your life matters. You do need to, as you gather those insights, you track across time. You also need to think about what are the next changes? What should I do next? Examine the details. Importantly, these last two, live with gratitude and yearn to move forward. Just like those children playing on the playground with their kites. Think of it as think that, there is this great opportunity that we've been given, whether it's ups or downs, any challenges we have, but be grateful because if you reflect, there are all these experiences that will be meaningful for you. Not that you see it now, maybe, in hindsight, there will be valuable experiences and valuable growth for you. I'd like to just share with you how we can learn to unlearn. There are many mistakes I have made. There are many things that I have, to relearn. So the lesson here is learn to let go, know when it is time to let go. So we say don't give up, but there are times you have to be sure when is the time to just cut it, have that cut-off point. E stands for end result is what it is. What it means here is, whatever you do, focus on the process, because that process here is important, that you make sure every step you do is the best you can and leave the end result to what it is. Ship it as it is. This is my experience while working. I always wanted to get something perfect. Here I was telling you earlier, life is not perfect, but I really wanted my work to be perfect. And my boss would say, just ship it as it is, then you would have time to go back and renew and review and make those changes. But just make it happen. Otherwise, you're just holding back and not let anything happen. Seek a different success. This is again, I would like to highlight earlier in the presentation, when we talk about ephemeral success measures, it's all about moving to a different country, find your experiences, get better job titles, make more money. That was it then. But as I move towards my 50s, I also find there are different success measures. And for me, it's more personal, looking inside me, not looking at what others expect of me, but what I truly want for myself. So, and that is to, in my case now, is to, focus on establishing different potential, different talents. It really doesn't matter whether I'm successful or not, whether I'm going to get anywhere, but it's just to try. Making the ongoing changes and saying no. No can free us. It is our freedom. That again is saying no to, your family, friends at times, because it might restrict you. So, and even at your workplace. So knowing no, saying no is where it gives you that freedom. And again, this is another homework. Ask yourself, as you track, as you, review what you have been doing, or, what is that one step that will help you to keep you on track. So for example, so this is homework. Remember, you have to do all this homework if you want to evolve. And one step I can keep track for myself is I always try, as I'm focusing on my literature, children's literature right now, is that I always go like, improve on my writing skills, and also reading, getting other people's feedback on my writing. So that is how I feel that I can improve on my children's literature adventure. Last but not least, embrace your life story. I hope you enjoy your journey, your life journey, the story you created, because it will be helpful, valuable for you to find meaning. And to do that, we do need to embrace change, because like what the cartoon here says, change is not death. Fear of change is death. All right, so that concludes the idea on the sharing on dare to evolve and live that meaningful life that matters. And I hope you enjoy your journey and accept the ups and downs, and be grateful for what you are going through.
Okay, is there anyone with any questions that you would like to ask Linda? Please type in the chat box. She will be glad to answer your questions. Come on. Is there anyone else? Do let us know. What's your thoughts? She's the first time speaker who has given you all 2 homebooks to do. Make sure that you all do your homework and see how you evolve. From Sandra, there's a lot of good tips and points, Linda.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who'd like to give your thoughts? Okay, we got a comment from Mr. Alchan. At times, difficult to learn to go on grudges on people who hurt you. Very true.
Yep.
Yeah. So let go. That's what Mr. Alchan said. Okay, is there anyone else?
Yeah,
Tell us
I
your
don't think.
thoughts. Yes,
I don't
Al.
think, yeah, I don't think it's so easy to let go, because all these
Correct.
things, yeah, is
Linda?
causing financial and also time decay and all those, So as time goes on, your heart are feeling more hurt and feelings are badly affected and all that, right? So sometimes it's not easy to get back out of the shithole, what it calls sometimes. So how to get out of the situation is also another thing to be resilient, I would say.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, I can relate, because it is very difficult to let go. And the more you have invested in the thing that you're doing, the more it's more difficult to let go, because you can say, what if I add and pump in a bit more money, or what if I spend more time, would it be better? But they have a cut-off point and be brutal about it. Have a cut-off point. So for example, when I started my business, I told myself, in 15 months, you need to grow. In 15 months that I've set the business, you need to grow by 50%. And if I don't, I would just have to put a stop to it and move on to the next venture. So it is just being brutal because the more I invested, it's more difficult for me to pull back. And I also studied the situation, and I found that it would just eat up more of my money. This is a personal experience, and as such, I had told myself, if this is the cutoff point, if I don't let go, because when you let go, think of there are more opportunities coming your way. There will be doors open for you. If we don't, we will still be, stuck. Look for the positive.
Yeah, agreed. Getting from the unstuck to the unstoppable, So life goes on and we have to proceed. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, there's one from Rachel. She said change is not easy, but have to try. So Linda, how about you, Linda? How did you feel? Was it easy, your journey?
It is not.
It is not.
Sometimes we have that expectation and we create a lot of expectations and high expectations. And then if it doesn't, and as we change, it is not easy to change. And how do I circumvent this situation is I have the why. So back to the presentation earlier when the Emily mentioned, you need to have that sense of purpose. Why do you do something? And that becomes really, if it's really strong, why, it will push you to change.
Yes. Very true. Very true. Is there anyone else? Any questions for Linda? So I think we've come to the end of the topic, Linda. So let's all, can you unshare so that we can take a group photo? Come everyone, let's take a group photo.
Sorry, got one more question.
Linda, can you,
one more question. Where do you get
Yes.
the children picture? Is it you draw yourself or what those are very intriguing?
All right, this is very interesting because I'm exploring. Firstly, I do a lot of illustrations myself, and I'm also looking at AI, and I started with 2 AI tools called DALL-E and Midjourney. So I haven't found, it's been like, again, to make those changes, it's been a challenge. So I'm learning how to use these tools, AI tools. But at the same time, I also have, I started drawing myself for the illustrations. So it's just all at exploring stage for the illustrations.
Great. Thanks. All right.
Okay, trying to stop sharing. Okay.
Okay. So can you all on your camera, please? Haran, on your camera. Thank you. Thiru, can you on your camera, Thiru? Arka, can you on your camera? Let's take a photograph. Come on, Arka. Aisha, can you on your camera? If you all are ready now. So Ritesh, can you take this photo?
All right, 3, 2, 1, smile. Done. Thank you so much.
Okay, now we come, let me share my slides. Okay, we have come to the session where, what's our upcoming VIP session, Amir?
All right. Firstly, thank you everyone so much for everyone's cooperation. Our VIP went very smooth, and it's thanks to everyone's cooperation. So thank you very much. And if you found tonight's session interesting, we have 2 upcoming VIP sessions right here on the screen, Neurosynchronology and Finding Your Voice. There'll be more details revealed in the future. But for now, if you are interested in joining more, you can scan these QR codes to register. Or you can click on the link that's provided in our chat below.
Yeah.
Around the same time, 8th and 28th November.
Yeah, the one is from Ms. Noshila, Finding Your Voice. Okay. And before I go further, I'd like to thank Linda for sharing her journey with us. Amir?
Yep. Thank you, Linda.
Okay.
Very interesting and insightful journey.
Yes. Now, Amir, what about this QR code?
Okay, and for everyone who stuck to the very end of tonight's session, thank you so much. Rest assured, just scan this QR code and fill in your details, and your e-certificate will be on the way in 2 days max. Just be sure to make sure that you check your spam in case it ends up there. But in the case where it's not in your spam and you still haven't found it even after 2 days of waiting, you can contact us and we will make sure that you have it.
Yes. Okay, it's coming to the end of the show. We'd
All
like to
right.
thank everyone who attended tonight's session. Thank you
Yes.
and good night. And thank you, Linda, again.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Everyone.
Again, if you have any queries or questions, you can contact us through our social media, our affirmation social media, or you can contact our sales manager, Sue. That's her contacts right there,
Yes.
and our email too. So do reach out to us for any inquiries at all. And once again, thank you so much for participating and cooperating for tonight's session.
Good night.
Good night.
everyone.
Bye bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.